Hi everyone, this is Phyllis, Silver Cat's Crafts, and what I'm going to do this evening is a little project with some duct tape and a CD, paper towel holder. You can use scissors or your cutting knife, and we're going to make a Rainbow Loom bracelet holder. You can do this very cheaply at home. You don't have to buy the expensive ones that they sell in the stores. Just need a little bit of supplies, hot glue. Be sure you have permission if you're a youngster to use hot glue guns. Don't want to get you burned. So what we'll do first off is we're going to go ahead and cover with duct tape blank CD. You can use used CDs or you can use a new one. This is actually a new one, but I don't care. So I'm going to take some of my duct tape here. I'm going to go ahead and cover it with a little bit of a hangover so that we can wrap it around. And I went ahead and pre-cut some of this so I wouldn't take a lot of time, and I am not going to try to line it up. It's mostly going to be underneath. And just peel that up. And what you can do, if you've ever covered anything, is go ahead and make some slits so you can fold it over without it having too many crazy little wrinkles in it. Doesn't have to be real precise, just so you can get it wrapped around the circle. That's why I like x-acto knives. It's a lot easier to use. If you're going to use scissors, make sure you've got the non-stick, or else it'll make a mess on your scissors. Alright, and then you can just start pulling this over. Just any which way you want. Just try to get it, have it kind of be smooth around the edges. I just kind of like to pull mine a little bit tight. And just kind of go all the way around. I like to get all my pieces prepared ahead of time, so that once I get the paper towel covered and I'm ready to hot glue it onto the base, this is going to be the base that's going to make it stand up. It's a lot sturdier to me than using a piece of cardboard. And then of course you don't have to worry about trying to cut it in a certain shape. It's already round. And you can make these for regular jewelry holders. I think I have one in one of my earlier craft updates where I showed one that I made that's in the shape of a T for bracelet holders or jewelry holders. That one there, because it's in the shape of a T, you could hang necklaces off of it if you wanted to. Alright, so now we've got that covered with our tape. We'll put that aside. And then what we're going to do next is I laid down 2 pieces of tape on top of each other here that I knew would be big enough to cover the circumference of my paper towel holder here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this end. We'll just put it right here. We'll just center it. We're going to do the same thing basically that we did with the CD. We're going to sit here and then we're going to cut around the edge so we can fold it up. And if I do go too fast, you can of course pause the video. You need to slow it down. I'm not going to do any speeding it up. Mainly because I'm not too good at using the editing tools. So if you need to speed it up, you can. So now you can just go ahead and pull these little pieces down on the top. I want to pull them tight because I am going to cover it with my other contact paper over here. I actually found some contact paper in Walmart not too long ago in the housewares area that is contact paper, which is all one sheet. It was a big sheet. I'll show it to you in a moment. For this wallflower duct tape, which I thought was pretty cool. It's people use it as shelf liners. That's where I found it, in the section where you normally would buy shelf liner. You young folks out there can ask your mother where she buys her shelf liner, and that would be where you would find this contact paper. It is the same design as the wall. I think it's called wallflower tape. Okay, so now we've got the top nicely covered. So next we're going to use this roll here of contact paper to go around the paper towel. And it came in a great big roll. This is actually 20 yards, so I don't know. It's going to take me forever to use it up. But it's just that peel and stick contact paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take part of this loose. First off, what I'm going to do actually is I am going to make sure I have one straight edge. So we're going to take this and cut one of the edges straight. I probably should trim it down because I just cut this off with my scissors. I made something else with this, and this was a leftover piece. So we'll just tighten that up. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off some of the excess because it's actually longer than what my roll is. Let's see here. Okay, we'll cut it right about here. I'm going to have a little bit left over at the bottom because I am going to tuck it in the bottom. So I didn't cut it exactly even with the edge. I'm just cleaning it up because the edges were not straight. Alright, so I'm going to take and I'm just going to start peeling this up a little bit till I get it on my roll so I can avoid wrinkles. That's one of the keys to not getting it all wrinkly, is don't pull it the paper all the way off yet, so you've got something to hang on to. And what you want to do is go ahead and try to get this close to the top in a straight line. Whoops, I'm going to try to stay out of the camera. Let's see, right about there. That's straight. Let's see here. It's a little hard to do looking at it from on top. Normally, if I wasn't filming this, I would be holding it up in front of my face a lot closer. Only because I am an old lady who is fairly blind far away. I can see good close up without my glasses on. Not so good far away. Alright, let's see here. What I want to do is I'm going to turn it around because I want to try to keep this line as straight as possible here up along the edge. So that's what I'm watching for. And I'm going to pull this up and smooth it back down because I already saw a wrinkle. contact paper is almost as hard to work with as duct tape can be. So you got to be careful. Once it sticks pretty good. It's not as sticky as duct tape, but it does have a good adhesive on it. So far, so good. And I'm almost all the way around. And looks like I got it on there pretty straight, not going too crooked at the top. Okay, I'm back around. What I'm going to do is I don't want a lot of excess on here, so I am going to cut it with my x-acto knife. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing, but I want to make sure I've got a straight line here when I cut this. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got it all the way around up here at the top. What we might do is take, I think we could take maybe some silver duckling to go around the edge to kind of give it a finished edge at the top if you want, or some pink. We'll decide once we get to that point what we want to do up there, just to make sure it's nice. And then we're going to go ahead, and it'll be easier to take your scissors at this point and just cut around the circle here so we can fold this inside. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and fold these over onto the inside. Okay, and what we're going to do is with the hot glue gun, well here, before we do that, let me find some of my other tape to put up a little edge. Let's see. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of white around the top edge just to show where it starts. And I'm not going to have it be this whole white. I'm actually going to trim it down. And you can do yours, of course, whichever way you want. This is just an example. Let's see, this should be wide enough. I might have cut too much, but better too much than not enough. And I'm going to make it about a ½ inch. Alright, so I am going to take, this edge here to make sure we keep everything down. The duct tape, of course, sticks better than anything. And I'm just going around the top edge. I just want to try to keep it even with the top. Pulling it tight as I go around. You just have to try to eyeball it to keep it even. And then get it around to the other piece of tape. And then we can cut it. Okay. Now what we'll do is we're going to take our hot glue gun and we're going to put hot glue around here. Some of it might come out on the bottom, but it's okay, it dries clear. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun now and try not to get any of this on me as I do this. Alright, let's see if you can see what I'm doing here. What we're doing is we're just putting it along this edge. Try to do it without getting too messy, but we want enough so when it will stick. You have to go kind of fast so that it's melting the contact paper. Well, we know it'll stick, don't we? And when you get ready to put it down, you're going to have to stand up on top of it and eyeball it because you got one shot because it'll make a mess otherwise. So let's get enough on here. Make sure it's going to stick really good. Bring our little base over here. Try to make sure you got it level and in the middle. And stick it down. I think I did pretty good. It's pretty centered. Hold it for just a minute or so. Make sure you got it down there tight till it cools off. And put our glue gun back over here where it can drip on this little pad. And it looks like I did it right the first time. I'm just making sure I got all the edges on here. And if you think you need some extra, you could take some more of your clear glue. If you have like E6000, this glue right here, it also dries clear. If you wanted to try put some of that around the edge, which we can do that. Let me open it up. It'll help seal it as well, so we know it's not going to go anywhere. And this will take 24 hours to dry, so you don't want to move it around too much. And this will also fill in if there's any unevenness between these two pieces that are being joined. Just go around it slow. Make sure you cover the two edges. This will make it nice and strong. Your rubber band bracelets don't weigh that much, but if you are taking them on and off a lot and moving it around, this will just help to seal the joints really nice, and it does dry clear. And especially with this pattern here of tape, you're not going to be able to see it with all the flowers. Called wallflower, but it looks like a flower garden to me. I think I'm almost all the way around. Nice little bead of glue. Almost there. I'm just trying to look to see where I get. Oh, there I am. I'm almost there to where I started. Okay. And Okay, put my lid back on. This is some nasty smelling stuff. It takes about 24 hours for the smell to air out also. So here we go. We have our little bracelet stand for your rubber bands. I'm not going to put too many on here because I don't want them to fall down and get in that glue. But here's one of mine that I made for St. Patrick's Day with the little charm on there. And it'll fit nicely on here. It'll make sure and keep the other ones above, so we'll just put it down here. But there you go. I also have one of those Loomy Time watches. So of course you could put your watch on here. Let's see here. Here's another bracelet I made. This is one of the first bracelets I made. I kind of like the colors. The white in it is actually glow in the dark. I like using the glow in the dark white. Here's another little simple bracelet where I put some beads in there. I think it's just a regular fishtail. And here's another one. This was, I believe, I think this is the 3-pin. I think that's 3-pin. Let's see, 1, 2. No, this is a quadrifish with a button. It's just a regular button for a charm. And here's a couple others. One of these is, I think, this one is the inverted fishtail. I made that on the, what do you call it, the little mini loom that comes with Rainbow Loom. And then here's a bracelet. I know it has a name. I don't know what it is. I've been told a couple of different things, hearts and hugs or something. I threw the bands on the Rainbow Loom without looking at anything, but I'm sure it is a pattern that somebody else has already done. I just didn't watch a tutorial to do it. I just threw the bands on there and looped it off. So, but as you can see, this is just a few. I stopped it halfway up because I don't want any glue to accidentally get on what I have made here. So I hope you like this little tutorial. Hope it wasn't too long for you. And yeah, I just think it's a nice, easy craft you can do, and then you have some place to display your bracelets. Here's another one where I used a different tension every 10th band, and that makes the white stand out. It's part of my little dragon, I think we called it a dragon tail pattern I came up with, the monster tail. So you can check that tutorial out. I just made this one a little bit different. I put more bands. Instead of every 3rd, this is like every 10th. So thanks again for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Please hit the like button. And any comments you want. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to try to come up with a tutorial. I will certainly try. I'm going to try to do a mini women's wallet tutorial. I don't know if I'll get it done this weekend, but we will try. I'm going to try to get more duct tape items going again. I was kind of playing around with my Rainbow Loom. Got hooked on the looming. Have a good evening. Bye.